Like, share, and subscribe. Well, everybody, this is what I really like the most as a guy. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing a bunch of stuff that I think you might need to prep, especially men and women. Because there's a lot of tools right here, women, that you might not ever use, but I need to get my wife to go ahead and demonstrate how to use them, like wire pliers and stuff like that right there. She can show you how to use all that stuff if you've never used them before. Stuff like that, screwdrivers will come in handy in case of time of need. All right, let's get this started. Anything like that right there. That's a Ryobi Lithium 18 volts, what that is. And it's a good one too, I have to say. I've had good luck out of that. Which, whatever variety you like, most of them is pretty good. Some's better than other ones. But for the money, that's a pretty good one. And men, I'm sure you got it, but this right here, if I was you, I'd go ahead and probably get me a little extra stuff, even though it lasts a long time. Because I figure before long, all that stuff's going to come up real hard to even find anywhere with all the shipping ports and stuff doing like they're doing. Or maybe based on how we can't afford it then. And we need stuff like that right there that y'all know, all the men and everybody else use it, women too. That stuff's good stuff. That's another must-have. I use that stuff all the time. I've got no too many balls of that. But the one right there, with that right there, that little spray on it, to me, that's my favorite one, that style. Which, if it comes off, they are bad about sometimes coming off. I go ahead and go squirt it the other way. You got to do what you got to do. Then wire brushes. If you got something clean, I just got them put up. A lot of stuff I just buy and put up for later on use or whatever. So like them screwdrivers. I think that's a must-have. Any kind of screwdriver you can get you a set and get you the smaller ones too, just to pull out stuff that's got batteries and stuff in it. And this is a very important prep, and it's a wonder I don't have my eyeballs knocked out to this day. I'm the world's worst. Whatever I'm doing, my wife will say, don't do that. She'll catch me doing it. It's just out of habit. A lot of times I'll be doing something, and I'll forget and everything, and I'll go ahead and do it anyway without my safety eye protection on it. Y'all need that stuff. I've got so lucky not knocking an eyeball out before. That's a bunch of bits. That's DeWalt too. That comes in handy in all kind of projects. So there you go. I don't edit. You will hear this mess up in this. I got projects on my mind. Alright, that's something else. Wire cutters and wire pliers. Women too. I'm including you in this right here. Get you a set of something out there right there. There's no telling when you're going to need to use something like that right there. Just have them on hand. Try to get you a good set too. Because them cheap ones, they'll wear out on you. And they won't hardly cut nothing. For fencing and stuff like that. That's a good, even though it's Pittsburgh, it's up there at Harbor Freight. Maybe they still got it. I'm sure they do. A lot of them tools up there is underrated tools up there at Harbor Freight. Some of them's good and some of them's bad, but some of them's top quality. Especially for the money compared to a lot of other stuff. But there is some that I would not recommend whatsoever. I've learned from experience. Some of them just is not that good on certain things they're making. And we're right at 90 degrees right now. I brought this out here a while ago when it's still rising. I'm on the carport right now. I'm not in my shop. So I'm going to check that out before this video is up and see what temperature it is. I'm going to show you some more stuff too. That way if you need to see something, just like that lighter. I got that there just more or less for emergency use. You can't have too many of them. I'm pretty sure I got that Dollar Tree. There's sandpaper. Air chucks. Stuff to check the air pressure on the tires. Anything like that you can think of. That's the tire pluggers, what that is. Speaking of that, there's extra. I've got them things laying everywhere just in case, because I've had flats in the middle of nowhere before with nobody wanting help, so that's why I keep extra stuff there. And bad locations that I need to be in. That's something else I just put there for heck of it, because women, especially you, staples. I keep staples too in case I do something out here. I hardly ever use them out here, but it's just a more or less just in case scenario. And that's something else that's real good too. You can see I've got much more than that put up. That used to be a free item at Harbor Freight. And what I did, I collected every one of them. And now I think, which they don't hardly give nothing away like they used to. I know all the guys and women knows out there what I'm saying. Harbor Freight used to give a lot of stuff away. 20% coupons to 25% coupons. It's just like a thing of the past. Just about every once in a while they have something. But them is awesome. You throw something in there if you're doing some kind of carburetor work or something. Just throw them in there. It'll do the job. You won't lose nothing. And that's something. Oh yeah, let me go this first. That's something else right there. A can opener. That's a must-have. I found it out here by accident and everything. I just try to put stuff up extra like that right there just in case, because a can opener, it's probably the most number one item out here, even though over tools, water, or anything, because, well, not over water, but right there at it, because if you ain't got nothing right there, water would be number one. But this will be probably right there in the top 10 of preps all time for me, a can opener. So if you ain't got something to open that stuff up, what's it going to do? And especially during the infections, because I'm going to tell you something what I did one time. I took a knife, and I was just going to see how to survive without a can opener. I ripped my finger up, opened the shreds. I thought I almost had it done all the way at the end. I took my finger and tried to pull it up and everything, and I did. The thing gave the wrong way, and I mean, I sliced my thumb. So we need extra can openers. That right there is good too. That's just like a cheap item. They used to give us away at Harbor Freight too. So I recommend one of them. I don't know how much they are right now, or too, the price. I've got so many I put up. It was just all the free ones, I'd take them too. And they're pretty fair. They're just bad about messing up. They're pretty weak, the wiring is and everything. You got more or less baby and be gentle with them when you're testing something. If you don't, you'll see them ends will come off. And that's something else all the men needs is vice grips, women too. You're going to need some of them needle nose. I ain't got the little needle nose up here, but y'all be ready. I'm going to throw out videos on prepping tools. There's no telling when you're going to need something like that out there. And that's just some of my old sentimental tools. Them's more or less retired. That's my day. Now, them's not. I still use them. I'm sure you guys know what them's for right there. Them comes in handy. And that set right there is gear wrench, is what it is. If I can show you. All different sides. That just helps more or less taking stuff off quicker. Because in the business I am, the quicker I take something off, the easier it makes it. And honestly, the more money I can make too. And this, I only use them when I'm doing stuff and everything, like cutting stuff up and everything, or grinding something. Well, let me go ahead and start saying I do it all the time. I don't put them on most of the time. I need to for my lungs. About 20% of the time I'll put them on working with something. That's something else I need to do. Just like eyewear. We need to keep our eyes and our lungs in good shape. But I've been lucky and everything. God's blessed me on that right there and everything. Never knocked the eyeball out. Duct tape. I just have to spoil that. Duct tape. You can't have enough duct tape. And that stuff comes in handy all the time. Anything else up here, just like I got that light. And that's a bottle opener, but we don't never, I remember the good old days, Cokes and everything, go to the store and everything and get one and everything and have to open them up. And that was the good ones that you drank and just come straight back out of your nose. The strong ones, strongest ones I've ever had in my entire life. That was the good old days. And them nut drivers. That's just a cheap variety, but on them, you don't have to have a real high dollar variety on them. Or a kind of whatever, a brand. The cheap ones will get you by. I've got the higher dollar ones, but them right there is just as good. They ain't going to usually break on something that little. I think I've put everything up here. Y'all be ready. Let me go across this if you see anything else you need. Let's see the temperature now. It's fixing to be 90 now. So by the time I come back and make a new video, it'll probably be over 90. I ain't even turned a fan on yet. I need to turn a fan on. All right. Thanks everybody for watching. And be ready. I'm going to put out much more prepping tips for men and women. Y'all have a great day.